Hi, I'm going to share with you today my trick for increasing word of mouth referrals and why just simply waiting around for word of mouth referrals is not, I think, the way to go. So it's not the end all be all. If you're new to my world, I'm Katie Altnew. I'm an acupuncturist and herbalist and business teacher. I am the founder of Acuprosper.com, where I teach acupuncturists how to start their clinics and how to attract more patients and grow their clinics with confidence and in ways that feel good. I've been in practice for 9 years. I have a clinic in Denver, 2 treatment rooms, a wait list, and I've been teaching the business class at CST/ECM for 8.5 years. And everything I teach is based on my own experience, things I've implemented and tested and seen to actually work and feel good. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm glad you're here. So I hear a lot of people say, because I love to teach marketing. I think that it's all about marketing for acupuncture and our profession, us learning how to take control of the stories that we tell people and that people are hearing about us and educating people about our medicine and how we can help. I think it's all about that. And I hear so many people be like, oh yeah, marketing sounds great, but I just think it's all about word of mouth referrals. So I'm not into marketing. And it annoys me a little bit because I agree. Word of mouth referrals are the best. It's a great way. The best way to build your practice is your patients who love you to go raving about you and telling everyone they know to come to you. It's just a pre-qualified, patient who's the right fit for you. Your patients who know you are great at figuring that out, are great at telling people why they should come to you and getting them to take action. So they're great, 100%. I do not disagree with that. With that said, if your clinic is not as full as you want it to be and you're not seeing as many patients as you'd like, I think personally that just sit around and wait and hope is not a good strategy, that you can do things that speed up the process. And absolutely, I think that if you are not getting word of mouth referrals, don't go spend any money on advertising. Not that I am a big proponent of spending money on advertising anyways. That's not what marketing is necessarily. But you're going to waste your money, if you have just a spinning door and your patients come in and then leave and don't refer anybody. So absolutely you want that in place, but it just becomes any marketing efforts you do, or maybe money you spend on advertising, if you're going to go that route, they just get amplified by the referral effect. They just bring even more people in when that marketing effort gets someone in the door and that person refers people. So absolutely making sure that your intake process, which I love to teach, how to do a good intake process that builds rapport and credibility and trust and gets people to stick around and take action, commit to their care, and refer their friends and family, is huge. It's great. We should be teaching that more in school instead of the intake process that I was taught in school. Is here's the 10 questions, to ask these questions. It's about how to get a good diagnosis, which is hugely important, obviously. But the intake process is also a lot about building that rapport and educating people about what to expect and how our medicine works and making them want to stick around and believe that we can help them. Which, by the way, if you're having people tell you after your intake, this is all lovely, but I can't afford it, then what they're telling you is, most of the time, some people it's not a good financial decision, but most of the time what they're saying is, I don't believe that you can help me. Yeah, I don't have confidence that you can do what you're saying you can do. So that's also feedback for you. So work on that first. But if you're getting good word of mouth referrals, but not enough, your practice isn't as busy as you want to be, then I think that doing marketing efforts is absolutely the way to go, especially when most of us have student loans to pay off. The more quickly you can get a full practice, it's way easier to pay off your student loans because that interest is compounding and growing. And so the faster you can get full, your life will just be way easier. So I think that that learning how to market, and by marketing, I don't mean doing a million things, constantly running discounts. That's not what I'm talking about, or advertisements. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't do any advertising anymore. But what I mean by marketing is, you there's a lot to say here. So when you like sit in in your treatment room, the reason your patients are great word of mouth referral sources for you are because they know that you can do a lot of things. You can connect, you can listen, you can hold space for them, you can help them problem solve, you can provide solutions that they can trust and that get them results, right? So, is your marketing message, can you somehow scale that one-on-one experience with you and bring that online? These days, online, but it doesn't have to be online. It could be like giving talks or networking, but I think online is easiest. It's an introvert. Can I make that experience with me be felt even online? That I will show up, that I'm a real person, that I will listen, that I understand you, that I seek to understand you, and that I have solutions that you can trust. That is kind of what I mean about marketing. It's funny because so many of us acupuncturists get into our medicine because we crave that meaning and connection, and we're great at delivering that in the treatment room, and we cut that off in our marketing, in the way that we're reaching out to the world, online, I guess. And so part of what I mean by marketing is not advertising. They are not the same thing, those two things. Advertising is like maybe one of the many branches of marketing. But what I mean is taking control of the way that you are showing up in the world in that larger way, of the story that you are crafting and sharing with the world about who are you, what do you care about, what do you help people with, and why, and can they trust you? So I think strategically and authentically is really the only good way to go about that. People can feel if it's inauthentic, then you're telling a story about yourself that's just like not true and inconsistent, does not feel good. It's got to really be about who you really are and just being strategic about that. What story are you telling people? What story do you want to tell people? What story do people need to hear before they're going to want to sign up with you? And how can you share that with them? So that it's kind of like getting referrals from online, when people are like, oh, I feel like I know this person because I saw her, I don't know, her website or her social media or her blog post or her Facebook page or whatever it is. And I connected with her there, so that's, I don't know, I could go on and on about this. So I do think that word of mouth referrals are where it's at, but that we can grow that effect hugely with strategic marketing that is authentic. One tip that I have that I think is great and huge for building word of mouth referrals from your patients, because I think there's some people who do referral programs, like refer somebody and get a certain amount of money off your next visit or something like that. I'm honestly not sure about the legalities of that, and I think you should pay a lawyer in your state to research that that's legal before you do something like that, a referral program or something. So what I do is I actually just thank people when they refer somebody. I think it feels good for people to refer their friends and know that they're helping somebody and helping your business. And I think all it needs is a little thank you. But if you want to increase some word of mouth referrals, get a little busier, a great way to do that is to give your patients that you love working with, that you've provided great results for, that you have great rapport with, that get you, and who you are and who you can really serve and who should come and see you. Those people, give them a gift certificate for a free initial visit that they can give to their friends or family. Give it away. And I don't normally think it's great to give discounts or give free things, but this is different because it's an appreciation to that patient who's been maybe a really loyal patient of yours. And you're not just giving a hugely discounted visit to strangers online. right? Who will then not value what you do, might not even show up, but you're giving it to somebody who's going to go give that gift certificate really conscientiously and mindfully as a really special thing to someone that they know you could really help. And they're also going to tell that person how great you are. And that person will probably stick around. So something to experiment with. Like, I don't know if people approach you, schools and nonprofits, about like donating gift certificates, and I always say yes, I'm happy to donate that. But this is, you can kind of think of this like that. Do it a little experiment. Give like 2 or 3 away to some of your best patients. Tell them what it's for. Tell them thank you so much, and it's like, it's a gratitude for them that you're giving this to them, and they get to share this with somebody else. And it's a great way to get qualified new patients in the door. Who cares if you're giving 1 treatment away if on average patients stick around for 10 to 12 treatments? It's well worth it, I think. And it gets people in the habit of referring. With that said, I do not think you need to do that to get referrals. I don't do that very much at all. I did that in the beginning, which really got me whenever I just wanted an inflow of patients, got my patients to go do it. I know that some coaches tell you just ask, hey, do you know anyone who also has migraine headaches? Send them my way. I'd love to work with them, which is great advice. It just makes me feel awkward. I hate asking. I never want to ask. I only want to give, and I know you should just ask, but I don't do that. So I'm more comfortable giving, and this is something that has felt comfortable for me. So, yeah. So that's an easy way to just get a quick boost in word of mouth referrals and get some new patients in the door and get your patients working for you. But, and I want to say that yes, word of mouth referrals are amazing, but I also think that unless if your practice isn't as busy as you want it to be, then instead of doing one-off little short-term little boosts like that, to get strategic, think about the long game and think about what story you are putting out there. How the world is connecting to you. Are they connecting to the messages that really matter? That's what I mean by strategy, the strategy behind your marketing. Get the bones of that in place. I'm not saying you have to go out and do advertising, but get that on your website, get good SEO, and maybe some good marketing assets like some blog posts that can continue working for you in the future and building that connection and rapport and authority and trust. And getting that into place with strategies that it actually works at resonating with the patients that you really want to work with. That is really how you can grow your practice, attract more patients with ease and in alignment without having to hustle. That hustle, that short-term hustle for a quick boost, trying this and trying that and doing the list of a million things to do for marketing. Ew, that's exhausting. You don't need to do that. It's all about understanding your core message and being mindful of those stories that you're telling with the world. And that is the strategy that I love to teach and help acupuncturists with. And that's what I teach and walk you through step-by-step process with questions and worksheets and really honing in on your truth and your core message. That's what I love to teach in the Attract More Patients program. And then we layer on top of that also all the nitty-gritty of how to do certain forms of marketing effectively instead of waste money. But the core of it is that strategy, that is really fun and meaningful to walk through. So it is about referrals. It's all about word of mouth referrals. If you aren't getting those, first work on building your rapport. It's not about the results. Results come later. You have to build enough rapport with a patient to make them want to stick around long enough to get those results, because it usually takes, on average, based on a survey, 8 to 10 acupuncture treatments to get results. Someone's got to decide in that first visit with you whether they're going to stick around. So it is so much about rapport. So work on that first in order to get your word of mouth referrals, and also work on your core messaging. and make sure it's in alignment with who you really are. And if you want help, sign up for the Acuprosper or for the Attract More Patients marketing course, and I'll let you know when it's notified. And if you want to know more tips, go to acuprosper.com and sign up for my top 10 tips. And you'll be on my email list, and I'll keep you in the loop. Cool. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here and doing what you do, and keep on trekking because the world needs you.